This is Hot Mike. Hot Mike. On the networks of WDAY. Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mike rolls on here on this Thursday morning. WDAY Extra, KSFL TV in Sioux Falls, Inforum.com. Kate Osterman, NDSU new transfer wide receiver, will join us coming up in about a half hour. I mentioned it off the top of the show. I'll save my rant that I do every year about the fact we could space out the spring tournaments. But today is the busiest day on the North Dakota high school sports calendar. 6 different tournaments begin around the state. That includes in Jamestown, the Class B baseball tournament returns. The legendary Jack Brown Field to get started later today. Central Cass is the 2 seed. The Squirrels again, champions out of Region 1. They'll play later today. Fingers crossed on that. It's become tradition to have our next guest on because his team always goes to the state tournament. Dustin Maajo, the head coach of the Squirrels, joins us this morning. This has become habit, man. I can set my calendar. We do this every year.
That sounds great to me, Dom. Every year I'll show up. You just invite me. I'll be here.
So we were visiting about this. I can give you Wheel's personal cell phone if you need to check in. How much are you checking the radar here? What are we hearing about playing baseball today?
I'm very hopeful. I've been watching the radar since last night and the forecast and everything. If we'd have played the first game, I wouldn't have slept well. Playing the third game of the day, I'm okay because I can't control the weather.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling them. I can't control it, but it looks like passing showers. I'm hoping even if they need to push something back, we'll be able to play all 4 games today. That'd be ideal because I don't want to try and move it to Sunday if possible. I don't know if that's an option or play 2 games in a day. I mean, that's what we normally do. We play 2 games in a day, but I'm not sure. I'm very hopeful.
So for your team, you're just telling them, hey, just be on ready. We're gonna go when we have to go, right? Is that basically what you're telling your guys?
Yep. Yeah. That's what we said in practice yesterday. I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I said, ideally we load the bus and we head to Jamestown and we're there by 3:00 to hit in the cage and ready to play at 4:30. So that's my plan.
Tell us about being back in Jamestown. What about that stadium and being back there? What makes that tournament, the Class B, special in your mind?
When I was in high school, that's the only place it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky enough to play in Jamestown in high school too at the state tournament, and it didn't rotate. It just stayed in Jamestown, and that was the goal every year, just get to Jamestown. I mean, we've played at Newman and beautiful. We played last year. We were at Corbett Field in Minot. Beautiful all turf field. But Jamestown is, I think in my mind, centrally located, kind of. People don't have to go all the way across the state to get to Fargo, and it's just a nostalgic park. You got the dugouts that you go down. It's an actual dugout. And the kids, like, it's exciting to go there. I mean, it's just the legend of going to Jamestown to play at state.
Tell us about this year's team. I mean, you've had a dynamite year. Was this expected? Have you overachieved this season?
No, I think in our mind, so we lost 1 game earlier this year, and we were disappointed to lose that 1 game. We felt, with the group we have 10 seniors. Many of them contributed last year. We're on the field and stuff, and our goal. I mean, at this group of seniors that played basketball, they were undefeated as juniors, and we came into the season and we were hoping to be undefeated. 1 loss, it was kind of I was very frustrated after that loss because we got a lead and lost it.
Yeah.
And we didn't lose again. And my goal is to win 3 more games. The seniors just, they were like, okay, so we lost a game. Let's move on. Let's keep going. No problem. And that's how they were. They're just mature and just move on.
Baseball is so hard, though, to win every day. It just doesn't happen. But, I mean, the Twins did, 12, and that was unbelievable. And that's Major League Baseball. I mean, this is something special, what you've done this season with only 1 loss.
Yeah, so you look at the Twins, they won that many games and only still weren't in first place.
Right.
So that tells you they started. But, it is a good group. It is I do have a son who's a senior this year, again with Carter and stuff. And I've watched or coached these kids since they were in T-ball. I mean, so Cole Holzer's mom sent a picture to my wife of me standing on base. This was T-ball with Cole and I just giggling. And this is, he's graduated now.
Yeah.
And she sent another picture of him standing at third with us talking. So just I've grown up with these kids, they've grown up with me and stuff since they were in T-ball. And it's just cool to be a part of them. And, they're just a good group of guys.
You've done this with one son. How has this gone with Carter this time around?
Really well.
Yeah.
Winning no, with Carter it's tough with Brendan. He was give me the ball, pitching. I want the ball. I want this. I want to be in charge and stuff like that. And Carter's more of a bulldog kind of pitcher. Like he gets on the mound, he doesn't want to come off the mound. He even in that region championship game, like his pitch count was getting up over 100, and I'm like, you're going out for the eighth. You're going to keep rolling. We somehow it just fought his way through those 8 innings and stuff. And but our relationship is great. I mean, he's like another coach out there, and I have several guys that out there that they know the game so well that it's just fun. I don't have to teach a lot, tweak but not teach.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. So if they make a mistake, it's not like I have to get on them. It's like, you know what you did, and don't do that again.
How's the relationship with when coach stops and dad begins? I know you did this with Brendan. How have you handled it with Carter here as well?
Carter's a little more fiery. I'll just say that. He's kind of more aggressive. He's like, I don't know, 6'3", 6'4", over 200 pounds. He's a gentle giant, but you get him fired up, and he's an aggressive guy. And I know how to coach him. I know when to get on him and when not. And I just throw little things in there, sometimes just to fire him up a little bit. But I know it's a great balance. He understands me. I understand him. Sometimes he just comes up, puts his arm around me, and just says, "Relax, we got this." He did that last year in the region championship game in Kindred. Just let us hit. We're good. We got this, and we did. He was right. Just let him do his thing. Yeah.
You guys are playing Washburn, Wilton, Center Stanton coming up later today. When you look at how the bracket unfolded, Thompson's the 1 seed. They only lost 1 game. I mean, did you feel jilted that you should have been the 1, or how did you feel like with the seedings panned out?
No, I was hopeful for the 2. I didn't feel like we would get the 1. I mean, defending state champions. Their only loss, I believe, was to a Minnesota team or somewhere else. They didn't lose in North Dakota. We were supposed to play them, and well, weather dictated that we couldn't. We to go up there and play Langdon and Thompson, and we ended up having to play region games instead. And that would have been a great, measuring tool to see where we were at, because I mean, we were going to throw some of our top pitchers, and that's for us, it's hard to say. We've got 4 guys, we can go 5, 6 deep if need be. That like Carter said, I trust these guys. I trust them, and to throw strikes and get outs and stuff. So I was hoping for the 2. I didn't figure we'd go much below 3. So to be in the opposite side of Thompson, we won't meet in the semis. My goal, of course, is to meet them in the region or in the state championship. But we 1 game at a time. We got Washburn today. We'll see about tomorrow.
We were visiting off air, Dustin, about this season, and I always harp on it with weather, but we had a great winter, and I thought, quote unquote, a great spring. When you were telling me you lost a bunch of games, you lost a week's worth of games because of weather this spring.
Yeah, the untimely rains is what I think it is. There wasn't much snow on the field. I mean, we were out there practicing on part of our field day 1. We actually opened gyms. And I believe it was end of January and February. We were outside playing catch and football field and stuff. And we played our first week of games as scheduled. Untimely rains, pushed back some games and stuff. And there was a stretch where we didn't play for over a week, and then we're playing, and then we missed a couple games here and there. We had close to 30 games scheduled, and we played probably 19 or so. Yeah.
Well, at least you weren't starting on May 5th, though, right? I guess that's is that the trade-off?
Yeah, we'll take that. And we were really lucky too that where we played probably the first week and a half of games, and we got region games in early. There was
That's good.
teams at the end that were playing 2-7s the last week before the region tournament, and we had basically finished up. We had one game left
Wow.
that the week before the region tournament, and so we had 8 games in before the last 2 weeks of the season. So we were pretty lucky. We went up to Northern Cass and played a game. I believe it was somewhere, by the time we finished the game, the wind chill was below 35.
Jeez.
The wind was blowing. There was
Uh-huh.
snowflakes in the air. Yeah. So, but we played. We got that first game in. It was cold.
Nothing like North Dakota baseball, right, Matt?
You bet. You bet.
I'm interested, though. We were talking that the baseball diamond and Castleton is going to get a makeover here. That's the last piece. If anybody's been out at your sports complex, and obviously football got a big attention with the track. Softball has its fantastic diamond, and now you guys are going to have a turf baseball field this time next year.
Yes. We've been working on it for many years. Every time I come on, I throw out plugs and stuff for hey, anybody want to donate or whatever. But we had a really good fundraising last push here, and it's starting when the Legion season is over. They're coming in and ripping it up and
kidding.
putting turf. And we were told by October it'll be ready.
Wow.
And I assuming, I don't know all the details, but take out all the fences and stuff, and the dugouts I believe are staying for now. They're hopefully updating those. Those are wearing out. Bullpens, they've talked about turfing those, and hopefully double batting cage right between the softball field and our field, and we can both use. And major upgrades. It'll be my major problem will be I get out of school early to go work on the field game, and I won't be able to get out at 2:30 to go work for a 5 o'clock game. I'll have to stay in school all day, and I won't be able to have anything to get ready.
Well,
just go out and play.
You could get the tractor there and go over the pebbles and stuff, or like they do that on the turf field. I guess you could do that.
Yeah, I'll probably have to get out early just to run a rake across,
right?
To the turf stuff, and the little black pebbles.
And you told it's gonna be.
I'll run that by administration.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell him I said it. All right. Tell him Lamar has no problem with me. We're both Jet fans. He'll sign off on.
He probably would. He'd be like, you go do what you need to do. After what we did to get the field ready for the region, he was very grateful of all the Coach Mavis and Coach Rowe and a bunch of guys came out, and we were supposed to start Thursday with the region tournament, and we couldn't because it was wet. But Coach Mavis and I were out there all day working on it.
Man,
by that evening, it was good, not great, and then by Friday morning, we had it ready to go.
It was playable, right? That's all that matters.
Playable.
So.
Yep. And of course, by the second, third game, it was dust flying.
It's a full turf field, correct? Is that it's not just the infield; it's the whole turf.
Yep,
it's the whole field.
Full turf.
Wow.
Yep. So we'll be good to go after. I mean, it can rain like it did this spring, and we'll be ready to play if it's not raining.
Before I let you go, tell us about your opponent today. What do you know about the Washburn team you're going to face later today?
Not much. I haven't reached out to anybody. I've kind of been telling people, what, we do what we do, and we hope that what we do is good enough, and I'm confident in our guys. I know that they beat a really good Shiloh team twice to win the region. So there's I don't know the pitching situation for what Shiloh had at the end of the tournament or what they had, but they had to beat a really good Shiloh team. I mean, you don't accidentally win more than 20 games in a season, and then to have Washburn beat Shiloh, every team is good. That's what we talked about yesterday. They're at state for a reason. They beat teams that were good, so that makes them good. So we have to show up and we have to play.
Let me end this with you, and I always appreciate your time. The level of high school baseball in North Dakota, where is it at in your mind right now?
I'll tell you right now, we have a bunch of guys signed to go play college. The exposure and stuff has been really good with streaming and stuff, and you can get more out on social media. We've got Braden Mitchell is going to Iowa. Logan Broughton's going to Dickinson. Owen Cates, Jackson Parker going to Mayville. Carter Maajo is going to NDSCS, following big brother's footsteps.
Nice.
And Coach Junker down there has been really good for our family, good for Brendan, and just talking to him the other day with about Carter and stuff, and he's excited to have him. So our team with the exposure and stuff like that, and I know Kindred has some guys going places. Northern Cass will. They have a really good junior class this year. They will have guys going places. I mean, our region, I feel like is one of the toughest in the state. And I feel like our level of baseball is pretty high on this side of the state. I mean, you go up north too to Thompson and Grafton, and Langdon has been traditionally tough. This side of the state has been pretty solid, and you've got guys going to play at the next level, which is fantastic. So I think our brand of baseball is pretty solid. I mean, baseball's simple, Dom. I'd always tell the guys, you just have to hit the ball, put it in play. You have to catch the ball when it's thrown to you, and things field it when it's hit to you.
You know what? I told my son is starting T-ball. I told him the same thing, and I can hear my dad saying the same thing to me when I was like 6, and I could never figure it out. I know it's so simple. Just hit it.
It's a simple game.
What's the deal?
I don't do it.
Everybody, right? I don't get it.
Yeah.
To your point, though, I had we did a feature on Landon Koenig from Mayville, who's now had a great freshman year with the Bison, following this in the footsteps of the Schwabbies, who played. Obviously, had a great career at Thompson. To what Park River did. Park River Fortville Lankin was amazing. To see the success the Class B guys have had at Division I. That's got to mean the world for your tournament this weekend. Got to be.
Yep, and just talking with different coaches and stuff too, like Coach Hager at Jamestown. Hey, I'll be there, watching guys and stuff like that, and just the exposure. I think of guys like even at NDSCS, you got Oakley Dubourg from Kindred, you've got Mason Almaris from Kindred. I mean, they're playing at the next level, and the level that Mason Almaris played will get him major looks from colleges around the way that he played this last year, and the way that he'll continue to play. He's a fantastic hitter, a fantastic outfielder. It's just local guys that them. Like Brendan got to play with them and stuff like that. Played against them, played with them, and they're great guys. It's just and I hope Oakley gets some looks. He's a fantastic catcher. I mean, just watching these guys as they've grown up and stuff is really fun, and the exposure, like I said, is phenomenal for Class B and baseball in North Dakota.
It's great to catch up as always, bud. I hope the rain clouds move around Jack Brown Stadium today for you guys, and you get everything in. Good luck this weekend. We'll talk again down the road, okay?
Thanks, Dom. I appreciate it very much.
Good to see you. There he goes, Dustin Maajo, head coach of the Central Cass baseball team. The Squirrels open up later today against Washburn Wilton Center Stanton. That's the third game of 4 being played in Jamestown today. Again, everything is supposed to start, and I put supposed in quotation marks. Thompson and Surrey will start at 11:30. Then Des Lacs, Burlington, and New Rockford, Cheyenne. Central Cass and Washburn is the first of the afternoon session, and then Grafton and Bottineau. Class B softball is right next door at Lyle Trapper Field. Class A baseball and softball happening out in Dickinson. Again, they're going to have to dodge the rain clouds today, and we'll update that on any delays as events warrant, and, of course, on our news tonight at 6 and 10. We'll take a break. We come back. We've got some TV scheduling news to share. We'll roll on here on a busy Thursday morning. Hot Mike back after this.